What's up, nerds? Welcome back to the Raging Rainbow. My name is Dylan, doing a comic book review for whatever the hell this is. Okay, so if you recognize it from looking at it, this is Mom or Mother of Madness, that book from Emilia Clarke from Game of Thrones. Now, full disclosure, I've never watched Game of Thrones. Now, calm down if you just got upset by that, because I've had everyone who knows me told me that I should watch Game of Thrones up until like it ended, and then nobody cared if I watched it or not. And now I'm kind of glad that I never did watch it, because it seems like a lot of people were, pretty mad about the ending of the show, and they're upset about the books because, the new ones are late and shit. So I mean, I feel like I dodged a bullet there at the very least. There seems to be a lot of like high anticipation and no payoff in any aspect of the series. So anyway, she decided to put out a superhero comic, right? Y'all heard about that. Some of y'all heard about that. And so that is what I'm holding in my hands. And oh my god, has she ever seen a comic book before? Because, like, for one thing, all the way through here, she's literally just basically talking to the reader and never actually interacting with her environment. Well, at least as far as like the dialogue, like it's always directed at the reader. So a lot of times, like she's talking during like fight scenes when she couldn't conceivably be saying all of this crap. Let's just kind of get into it. It starts out, and this is another thing. All of the caption is done instead of like, you see like how there are dialogue boxes. Yeah, they never do any of that for like any like internal monologue. No, everything is actually supposedly coming out of her mouth. So she introduces herself, and that's another thing. Every page in here just has so many words on them. Like there are at least 5 word bubbles per page. It looks like geez. So she says, "Hi, my name is Maya Kuiper. I'm 29 years old, a single mom, a high school dropout, chemical engineer, part-time sex worker, Thai food junkie, and biological freak of nature. Scorpio and blood moon rising. No drama, no water signs." Oh my god. Shut up. And for another thing, no water signs, I'm offended because I'm a Cancer, which is a water sign. And you know why I'm offended? Because astrology is bullshit, and you just made me remember the fact that I know that I am a Cancer, which is a water sign. Then again, it's not that hard to figure out because it's a crab, right? But still. Anyway, she says, "I like Ruth Bader Ginsburg speeches." Nobody didn't know. No, you don't. Nobody. Shut up. "And Martha Stewart living." Okay, Grandma. "I enjoy more children's television shows than is probably healthy. I lie to myself every January about using the elliptical I bought 4 years ago for anything more than an expensive clothes hanger. I get anxiety from feeling like I don't listen to enough podcasts about controlling anxiety. And I made a pacifist run on Undertale my first time through, including escaping the bullet hell. Thank you very much. I am currently trapped schmoozing at an Upper West Side corporate afterparty as part of my boss's entourage for a female empowerment in the workplace initiative. The last CFO had to step down after getting caught soliciting what turned out to be several thousand Mexican scorpions in a trench coat as part of a viral prank sensation. So here we are. That part would have actually been funny had you shown us instead of just told us. Because that was a funny thing. That was a funny setup. And being that this is a visual medium, you could have drawn a panel where that actually happened. And we would have all laughed at it. But you didn't. So we get more word bubbles. Look at this. Look at how much shit is written on this page. And tell me that you want to read this. Because I didn't. So she's saying, like, this is my own private nightmare. And then this is the other thing. Literally every single guy in here, except for, of course, her simp friend. Literally every single other male in this book is not an actual guy. He's not even a comic book character. They are all caricatures. They are all rude, crude imitations of men that apparently she has dreamt up. Because I guarantee you, men are not talking like this. where are you that men are talking like this? Because this isn't real. So we got this one who's like, I'm so excited for us to be hosting the first Women in the Workplace event. It's so great to give all of you hardworking gals the respect you deserve. Thanks for putting up with all our tomfoolery. No lawsuits allowed. Joking. Can I get a hashtag me too? What time is it? Up. Oh my. Oh God. So then this woman who's talking to a guy says, if we look at emerging markets, I can see an incredible opportunity for growth here. My research asserts that China really could be our golden ticket. And he replies, I just read this really, or another guy says, I just read this really interesting article. Barry, have you ever considered China? He's like, oh, I know you were going to speak up. Yeah, I know you were going to speak up, but you don't need to be here, darling. We're just going to talk shop. Oh, and then we got these other two idiots who are looking at a painting, and one says, God, they really don't make them like that anymore. And he says, great to be in an event celebrating women, that's in quotes, and really celebrate their greatest attributes. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. And then this other one says, look, I don't want to ruin the night. And she says, then quit spouting this binary, gender essentialist, transphobic bilge rot, Jack. And he says, calm down. Don't be all emotional like that. Just give me a smile. No, seriously, give him a smile. Because what the hell why did you string all of those words together and think that it made you sound intelligent? And then they go to like some of the paintings, because of course nothing is ever complete when they're at in an art gallery unless they are like mocking famous works of art of women. So we got like this one, the woman with the pearl earring or whatever, where she's like, you'll never live up to my perfect, passive, dainty, pale, waifish, winsome, infantilized beauty. Tee hee. And then the next one's like, don't listen to her. Orientalism aside, just between us, my artist added extra vertebrae to get this shot. And then the last one's like, yeah, this pose is literally impossible. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Like, seriously. Anyway, we go on from there, and she's just like hearing all of this, like these different conversations, and apparently I guess she has a particularly heavy flow because it like spills out. Like, apparently this shit literally just like projectile shot out of her ass onto her dress. And then she's got that going on. So all of a sudden we get even more unbelievable dialogue from the men who are, I guess, snickering and whispering and saying things like disgusting. Oh God, that's so embarrassing. Nasty woman. Filthy. And the very last, or what do you mean natural? Oh, and it goes on. Unprofessional and unhygienic. Unprofessional? He's another one says, God, I'd probably just kill myself. I'm assuming that was a woman. I don't know why a dude would say that. And then another one, Christ, probably can't even remember to pick her kid up from school. I don't even know what the hell that has to do with it. And then the next one, ruined that dress. Well, yeah, that one probably is true, especially if she doesn't try to go and clean it out or anything. But this guy in the background says, no girlfriend of mine would ever do that. What, have a period? Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, no guy that I've ever met anywhere would ever say anything like that. Like, every dude I've ever known knows, like, when his girlfriend is, like, on her period, and he understands, like, that's something she's dealing with. Like, he doesn't make a big deal about it. He doesn't make fucking jokes about it. Like, where this is coming from, that there's some dude who's like, oh, my girlfriend would never bother to have her period when we're out in public. How dare she? What? So it goes on, and the girl even tells him she didn't do it on purpose, Jack. And he says, there's just stuff women are supposed to do, Marlene. Be on top of shit. Have kids. Raise a family. And I guess Marlene answered or asked him, husbands included. So anyway, what's her name? Maya runs out of the room, and we can see that her spiked heels are just creating divots in the floor. And then for some reason, her armpit hair starts to grow uncontrollably because I guess that's a thing that happens when women get nervous. Their armpit hair grows. I don't know. So anyway, oh yeah, that husbands included thing that was Marlene because then Jack answers by saying that was really sexist, Marlene. No, what's sexist is every other depiction of men in this book. Like literally every single one of them, except for like her friend that's coming up, and like I said, he's basically just a simp. But anyway, she has like this watch or whatever that I guess tracks her emotional state that like lets her know when her powers are about to like take over, I guess. It's not really explained at all in here. There's a whole lot of like talking and shit, and there's this like she gets all pissed off, and then we go from there to where she's basically like waking, or no, she's not waking up. This is like the first flashback when she was a kid and her mom was dying, and she's talking about how her dad was a shitty scientist, but he really loved her mom or whatever. So that's why she just didn't understand what a shitty scientist he was. So okay, she's just gonna go ahead and talk shit about literally every dude here, even her dad, who was like over here taking care of her dying mother. She'll be like, yeah, he was a shitty scientist, like he was a real dumbass, but he loved my mom. But I mean, she goes on about that and saying like, I came to appreciate him more over time and stuff like that. And then like we go on from there, like where the mom keeps like getting sicker, I guess, and then eventually of course she does, pass away, as you could imagine. So we go from there to where, and all of this, like I said, like look at this, the little girl is at the funeral talking, and all of this is just exposition for the reader, but it's coming from the little girl's mouth as though she's like saying all of this at the funeral or something. Like, so she said, look, she's even saying, look, I promise this gets funnier. But right now we have some obligational expositional backstorying to get through. You did 22 Marvel movies. You can give me 5 pages. Yeah, but you didn't have to give us 22 Marvel movies worth of dialogue in 5 pages. You know? But anyway, she goes on from there and says, like, mom collapsed, and then her dad died of a broken heart. And then that after that, she went to go live with an aunt that apparently she didn't know. After she apparently went and took like some, I don't know, experimental drugs or something like that. It's there's a lot going on here, and it's all explained. I'm not gonna read through the whole thing because I don't, like I said, it's not very well done because we get that flashback and then it goes back to the present where now we see her child. But I don't think we ever find out who the dad is. I don't remember. I don't think so. Anyway, the kid's name is Billy, and then we see Colonel Sanders is here in the kitchen, like cooking before she has to go to work and shit. So this is when neighbor, that's what he is. So he walks in and says, "How's my favorite neighbor and his beautiful but in a completely platonic way mother?" Oh my god, I can just feel like the waves of just beta maleness washing off of him. Like, goddamn. So, anyway, she says, "Good morning, Benny." Benny and Billy. How cute. So, anyway, Billy is taking Benny to go finish watching, or he's saying that he finished watching The Lion King last night, and he has some concerns about Simba's treatment of the proletariat. This is a child that just said that. This is a little child who just said he watched Lion King and has worries about a cartoon lion's treatment of the proletariat. And then he says that him and Benny are going to watch a PBS special on Reconstruction. The era immediately following the Civil War. Yeah, that's what this kid wants to watch. A PBS documentary about that. Oh my god. So anyway, she takes off, and then she say, like, when she comes back, she's going to help Benny set up his Tinder profile. I'm surprised he needs the help, considering he's the type of guy who walks in wearing Crocs. But anyway, we see she's leaving in this outfit, which is completely unbelievable. I've never seen a woman anywhere dressed like this. What the hell is this? Just an oversized shirt? Is that supposed to act like some sort of dress or something? Like, what? Who wears that to work anywhere? Where would you be going to work dressed like that? Anyway, we get back to like another flashback and shit. And then, oh, and that was another thing. Before we leave this like present day moment, Billy, the little boy, again, every single mail in here is written completely unbelievably. Because he goes to Benny and says, Benny, you really need to get your life together. And, actually ask my mom on a date. Oh my God. Wow. I don't think that maybe I just haven't been around enough kids, but God, if that's how kids talk, I hope I'm never around any kids because what the hell? And then the way he's drawn, looking at him too, is kind of disturbing. Like the smile and like the glint in the eyes. I was like, has the child been drinking? You have glassy eyes, sir. But anyway, she goes to being on the bus, and again, she's doing that like talking out loud as exposition thing. So she's saying like, "This is our life now, Billy's and mine. It's a little life, but it's ours, and it's good. We've come so far. We've escaped so much." So that's where we go back to like the flashback. And that's where I was saying like, she went to go live with her aunt that she didn't know, and I don't actually know like, was it the aunt that was beating? Because we can see like her face is obviously messed up. We don't actually see like, was it the aunt who was beating her? Or was she just having problems with like other girls or other people or something like that were beating the hell out of her? We don't actually get any explanation there, I don't think. But she's talking about like when her power started manifesting when she hit puberty, and she goes through like all the different stuff. When I was happy, I started to melt like a goopy pile of human fondue. And then the sound of my laugh became unladylike, so it like shattered glass and shit. She had unsightly skin, and then she's even saying like, "Get it?" Because she turned invisible, unsightly. Oh my God. So yeah, well, she had that, and then also I guess she's like super strong when she just like gets hormonal or just emotional or just pissed off, because we see that where like these boys are like about to attack her and I guess beat the hell out of her again just because she's a girl. Again, where does shit like this actually happen? But anyway, they like jump out and attack her, and then she I guess decides to scare one of them, and she makes it seem like he's going to get hit by the train, I guess. But then she lets the train hit her to stop it. So, and yeah, she was like, I have no idea what just happened. Neither do we. So she stops the train for whatever reason. And then anyway, like this guy runs up and says like he saw what the guys were about to do, and then he just I guess completely ignores what he saw her do with the train, and like helps her up and gives her a ride back. And she's saying like he said his name was Harvey. And then we get to this part back in the present where she's saying the economy is just about as discombobulated, oh God, as a baby in a topless bar. Most of us have 2 or 3 jobs to make rent and stay in a good school district. And since I spend all day on my feet, they pull their weight after hours too. So apparently, she also sells feet pics. This is your hero, women. This is your hero, moms. This is your hero. You're welcome. I didn't give it to you. I didn't ask for it. I'm not even saying it's a good thing, but this was written for a woman, for women, specifically about a mom and how great moms are. So there you have it. She sells feet pics. And they drew it in here in graphic detail that she literally has like her whole shit where she sells feet pics. When I read this, I was like, is this what the hell comics, Western comics in 2021 have become? Female characters who do shit like this sell feet pics on the side because apparently that's super relatable and relevant. Oh God. And then she's like going through work. I honestly don't even know like where it is that she actually works. I guess like some sort of science lab or something. I honestly don't know. But she's going through all of this, like being just insufferable. And again, all of the dudes in here, completely unbelievable. Like they're just like saying just stupid shit that completely. Okay, let's see if I can. It's not going to take me that long. Yeah, literally the first one. Good morning, you Venus, you Xena, you smoking hot toddy. Come here often. Well, that was a woman, really. But anyway, like they finish talking, we get into the office, and apparently, too busy avoiding the frat rats around the cubicles. Frat rats? I went to college. I don't even remember hearing that type of term. Anyway, so we see the first frat rat who says, "Check it out, baby. I run the whole alphabet." And she says, "Yep, all the way from A to Z," as the QWERTY flies. And then this other nerdy looking one says, "Look, I know you're married to a chick, but maybe you just haven't found the right man yet." No, 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 no. That's just stupid. You could have just laughed like the other girls. You didn't need to be such a bitch about it. Like, oh god, this is no. These aren't real things. No, no one's really saying this shit. I'm not playing this. So they go on from there, and then she ends up like getting in trouble with the boss or something. I don't remember. It doesn't really matter because she keeps going on. Like, look at this. Look at all of this crap that you have to read through just to like understand what's actually going on here because it keeps going between different. This feels like it was written to be more a TV show. Like literally, like she wanted this to be written for her so that way she could bring it to life, be the one narrating it, playing the whole thing. Like she wrote this for herself because I guess Emilia Clarke thought, "Oh, if I write a comic book, it will immediately be turned into like a Netflix property or something and then I can just portray my character." And I can be the one saying everything that that I wrote or whatever the hell. So she goes on from there, and this is where I said like she has this thing with the boss, and he's saying like, I keep covering for you when you want to work at home. You are damn good at your job, but your antisocial behavior is a problem. Where were you for the Super Bowl party at Honkers Are We? Where were you for Chris's bachelor party? The other girls didn't have a problem with the ears and tails for his special day. No one's boss would say this to them. Nobody's boss would say this to them. No, nobody's boss would say this to them. So she's saying, just wait for it. I will bet you the cost of one American comic book. He's going to tell me I need to wear, and then he says, remember, it is company policy to wear, and they say it at the same time, heels to the office. Whose company has that policy? Because I've worked in an actual office building before, and that was not the policy. And the majority of the women did not wear fucking heels. And if they did wear heels, it was because they wanted to. And most of the time, it was because they wanted to stun on the other women. I mean, honestly, like, I talked to them when they would, like, wear them or whatever. And that's what they said. Like, they just wanted to, like, show out. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But it wasn't a policy. And it wasn't because they were hoping to get more attention from men. It was just because they wanted to wear fucking heels. But now apparently for this company, it's a policy. So if you work in an office building where this is a policy, do feel free to reach out to your HR because that should be against some sort of law. But anyway, so she's saying the spike in my chemically altered crazy girl hormones is climbing again. So she's getting ready to like take off. And then he's talking about like, please be a good girl and look me in the eye when I'm speaking. So she gets up and she like takes off, and then she ends up like locking him in his office by crunching his doorknob or whatever, and he yells out, "Glass ceilings are acceptable, locked doors are not." Wow. But anyway, she takes off from there, and then we see this whole thing where she's like just super speeding through the office and shit, right? And then we go back to her home, and she's going to, I don't remember. There ends up being like some sort of disaster. She goes to help. She sees her son is across the street, so she tells him, wait there, I'm gonna go take care of this. And then she goes inside to go take care of it. And then it's because it's like a human trafficking thing or whatever. So she's sneaking in, talking about how she now has supersonic hearing when she has raw gut fucking terror. And then her fear becomes invisibility. Okay. And then there's this one part where I guess her I don't know, her power is to fart on command, I guess. Because then the guy is like, is that Mexican? And then we get this part where she again talking to, this is what the part I was talking about, where she's talking the whole way through to the reader, but the whole time it's an action scene. Like, look at this scene. Do you think she was actually talking when she was getting punched in the mouth like that? Like, but of course it all leads up to her saying like fuck you or fuck off, whatever. And then he's like all freaking out. I was like, what the hell? You're not my mother. You mad? And she's like, yeah, I'm mad. I'm your mom now and I'm mad. And okay, so that was very intimidating. But then anyway, she realizes like, oh, the girl still needs help or whatever. Because he had told her like the girl got away, but she realizes now it's a lie. So she tries to pin him to the wall, and then she goes and finds the girl, finds out like he was trafficking her or whatever the hell. And I guess he just, I don't know, stabbed her in the stomach. What, I don't understand what that's supposed to convey. Like, why would he stab her in the stomach? That's the slowest way to die. Why would he stab her? Like, I don't. It doesn't make any sense. But anyway, we go from there. Or maybe he was like, she had like the abortion type of thing. I don't know. Like, there are too many questions here. I honestly couldn't even tell you if I wanted to. But then we get all of this where she's talking about like who she actually was. She wasn't just another like nameless victim and all of that crap. So we get some backstory on the victim, I guess. And then she decides she's going to go and kill this guy. So she goes and starts like trying to track him down. And even though she has like super speed, doesn't she? She still takes a second to finally catch him. But when she does, she's getting ready to like kill him. And then he says, you can have the girls or whatever. And then all of a sudden there's this like burning symbol on his arm. And then he bursts into blue flames. So she looks down, notices he has what was turned out to be a camera. So she's looking at it, and apparently it was hot, so it like burned her fingers, which, oh, that was funny. And then we get another, oh, that was funny moment where she's like looking, and she's like, a camera? Hello there. God. So we see who I guess the ultimate villain is going to be, and it's this like the Devil Wears Prada type of like villain who, anytime the female's going to be a villain, it's always that type of villain. She's always like a Devil Wears Prada, like ultimate chic businesswoman, always at the top of the skyscraper with the magnificently decorated office and shit like that. Which I'm like, there's nothing wrong with that, but that's everyone's female villain. Like, can we get anything else? And I'm not saying I need to see like some big butch, like, you know, brawler or something either, but just something else. Can we get anything else? Because it's always like this. You know what I mean? And I don't have a problem with seeing a very sharply dressed woman at all. But why is that everyone's villain? Someone give me something different. But anyway, that's what we got from this. And then she's talking about, like, you know, she's going to learn to work with her powers. I'll learn to let them come. And then I'm going to find you. I'm going to find all of you. You're not going to get away with this. Mom is coming. And then we see her superhero costume. What the hell? What is this? What are those? What is going on? What the hell? Oh my god, what is this? Other than the single worst design I've ever seen for a character. And I do mean ever. Wow. This looks terrible. And it's like, I read through this once before, but I was just drunk enough to not remember some of the finer details on that costume. Because when I got to that part, I was like, of course, that's how it ends. Just her and her costume or whatever. And I just put it away until I was getting ready to review it for this again. And now that I really, really look at it, I'm like, my God, no part of it works together. It's all just screaming terrible idea. But wow. Yeah, that's what we got from Mom, Mother of Madness #1. And I think, isn't this like a limited series? Isn't it just like a 3-part series? I hope it's like a 3-part series or something like that, I think. If I remember, I honestly don't remember. But no, yeah, this was bad. This was terrible. Y'all, this was terrible. I have no other words besides I have no criticism I can give to try and improve this because I don't see any way that this can be improved. Like everything about this character is damn near insufferable. And it's not that she chooses to do some of these things, it's that she does all of these things in totality and then assumes that they're all things to brag about. Like you can just live your life and you can have your own idiosyncrasies about your life and not have to constantly talk about them to everybody, you know? What part of that was a superhero story too? Now that I'm thinking about it, what part of that was like there was no point for her to get involved in that like the whole the trafficking thing like it just I don't know. I don't know. That's what we got from mom number 1. So, I don't know if you were another poor unfortunate soul who watched this, but I mean not watched this, read this. See, my mind is now all kinds of messed up after having read that. But yeah, do feel free to let me know if you picked this up, if you read it, what you thought about it. I can't be the only one. I know I can't be the only one. But God. Yeah, let me know what you thought down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, then definitely make sure to like the video if you enjoyed watching my suffering. And make sure you're subscribed and sharing out the videos. If you want to share out this one, cool. If you don't, I would completely understand why. But if you do, kudos to you. Anyway, guys, if you're done here, then go read a book. Please, dear God, not that one. And if not, then I will see you on my next video.